here. We are getting ready to kick off our 4-day free mini course on how to kiss those struggles goodbye and create a life you love. Yes, my real last name is Kiss. I get asked that all the time, but it is my real last name. So welcome. I'm just going to look over here for a minute and make sure all the technology is working. So if my team could go ahead and drop below, hello, hi, how you doing? If you could drop below where you're from, and I want to make sure that we are streaming on our page here. So go ahead. Can you share? Drop me a little love. Drop a hi. How you doing? I don't see anything. I know there's a small delay as well. So I just, before we go into everything, want to get started. So hopefully you had a chance to watch the preview classes leading up to today. And I don't see anything. Oh yeah, okay, here we are. Perfect. We're on. We're here. Hopefully, a chance to catch up on the not replays, to get a chance to watch the plays to get you ready for today. So welcome again. This is a powerful week of transformation. I'm so excited that you're here. I know what it was like to live in your struggles and or not your struggles. I know what it was like to live in my struggles, and always knowing that possibility of great things was possible, but couldn't figure out why I wasn't receiving it. So I'm happy, excited, and honored to bring you the tools to create that life you love, to kiss those struggles goodbye. The fastest way to manifesting is to reconnect with yourself, with your heart, with your soul, with your truth. And when you do that, all things are possible. So I'm your host and your coach this week, Brenda Kiss, and I am so excited to help you release your past, create a life, create love for yourself and for others, to help you better your relationships and to feel more confident. Drop below a heck yes if you are ready. If you are ready to do all that for yourself. So I want to go over some ways to get the most out of this challenge and share with you that showing up, I know, is taking courage. Commenting takes courage. Sharing who you are and what's going on all takes courage. And I want you to realize that this is a safe space. You know, we really have created a space of sisters here, of really holding space for you to play full out, to be who you are, to share who you are. So continue to share your comments, continue to show up. You know, there's going to be prizes for those that show up live. For you that show up live, you're going to win prizes, and I'll get into that a little bit more. But, you know, playing full out, as much energy as I can bring you, I will bring you 110% of me every day for these next few days. And I ask you that you bring the energy for you. The you playing full out, yes, feeds my energy, helps me see what's going on, helps me know what's happening, what challenges that are arising with you. But it also shows the universe that you are here, that you are ready to take action, that you are ready to move forward. You're ready for something different in your life. So whatever action is uncomfortable for you to do, I invite you to do it, because on the other side of uncomfortable, the feeling of uncomfortable, of being uncomfortable, is freedom. So you get to step into that uncomfortable feeling this week. So share your thoughts, share your emotions, and I see so many of you doing that as well already. And give yourself permission. Give yourself permission to trust the process, to be open and allow change to occur in your life today, this week, right? Trusting and allowing. And I know that's probably something that you're super challenged with, because that's where I was years ago. And many of my clients that have come to me are challenged with trust and being open and vulnerable. But I would tell you what's a common theme in every one of my clients is that they know, even with all of this, they know that there's something better for them in their life. And so make sure you grab your journal. It was emailed out to you. If you haven't, you can go to the Be Kiss page Facebook page, and just send a message there, and one of our team members will help you out. You have the Bee Kiss team here supporting you, more women than you can imagine sitting here, here to serve you and help you. A beautiful team of women that have not only have worked with me, but have worked through the program, but have been working with me for a few years now. And so you have the support of those women as well. My intention for you over these next 4 days is really to help you heal so that you can create a life you love, that you can truly wake up feeling happy, wake up feeling joy, wake up feeling peaceful, and stop living up here in your head. So I actually, so those that are joining live today will win a prize. I'm going to share what that prize is at the end. You have to stay all the way to the end to receive it. And when you do, you just write "was here to the end" and just drop would love a prize, and we'll pick some winners out of those people. Not right now, at the end of the live session. So through this next week, I really want to serve you. So I have opened up clarity calls with a couple of our women here. So a clarity call is to help you to get clear on how to make the most of this challenge, get clear on what problems, what things are surfacing, and what you can do to get help. So I invite you to book a clarity call. Just drop clarity call drop below clarity call. I know you can go to Call with Angelica. Irish, if you're there, just drop the Call with Angelica in the post. We'll also make a separate post with the clarity call announcement that you can. But a clarity call is a great way to get additional support through this. So if you're looking for additional support and want someone to guide you through it, you can have one of my team members help you there. So also through the week, I'm going to make you some different offers to work deeper and different things to do to work deeper with yourself. So be open to that. This mini course is for you if you want more confidence, more self-love, better relationships, communication, and if you want to change your beliefs so that you can create an abundance life, you're here at the right time. So drop in the chat here now. What is it that you want? What made you sign up? What are you looking for? What support do you want? Because we get to help you. We get to customize this mini course for you today. So you are fully supported. There was an accountability post that went out, so make sure that you get yourself all connected. We will be live today and tomorrow and Wednesday at 12 Eastern time with your training. Thursday is our Zoom class. That's for you if you're ready to dive deeper. If you haven't registered for that, it's a separate registration. You want to grab that link as well. I believe it's in the announcement. It might be in the post here. It's in the welcome post. You can find it there. But you want to go grab your spot there. Space is limited there, and you really want to get in there if you want some additional support. And that's going to be live on Thursday. We have two options, 12 and 7 p.m. And I look forward to serving you there. So what else? Oh, there's going to be some pop-up classes. I already was guided this morning in my meditation to offer a pop-up class tonight, and I'll tell you more about that later. So okay, the fastest way to manifest and to heal is to reconnect with yourself, your heart, and your soul. So what do I mean by that? I mean, to create the life you love, you actually have to own who you are, learn who you are, love who you are. And it reminds me of a client that came to me maybe 2 years ago, I guess now. And she was really in a dark place. She had lost a lot of weight, so dark that when she put her camera on, you couldn't see her. That's how dark she made her life. And she was terrified. She couldn't speak really well because she had so many emotions, so many thoughts, so many things blocking who she was. And she really is this beautiful, gifted, wonderful human being. And her life was one of stress and worry and depression and overwhelmed. That was a big one for her, and she didn't know. Really, she was scared to actually talk to me, talk to anybody. And she went through my program called Fear to Freedom, and within a few weeks of that program, her light turned back on. She actually had light on. You could see her and her cameras, and she began to heal, and she began to open up to her heart and to her soul and set boundaries. You know, she was a people pleaser and wanted to do everything for everybody. And I remember giving her a manifestation challenge, like when she started to really own who she was. And she's like, I really need a new laptop. I really need a new laptop. And I said, okay, so manifest a laptop in 30 days. She's like, how is that possible? I'm like, just trust yourself. And so she went through a 30-day manifestation course that I have. And sure enough, I think she manifested 2 laptops, to be honest with you. I forget the exact reason why she got 2, but she ended up with 2 laptops. So here's what's possible for you. And that's just a small little story, right? Like a laptop. But she came from a place of darkness, literally darkness. And here she is manifesting things and now she has a career that she loves. She's out there in the world helping and serving, and she's just doing magnificent things in her life. And so I've noticed, so you get to heal who you are to manifest with whatever you want. And here's what I want to share with you. There are multiple different types of people out there, and you get to identify where you are and who you are. So as I go through this, I want you to drop below if where you find yourself fitting in. So often people are what I call attention seekers. And it doesn't mean they want to be a life at the party, because, some people just like that. But I'm talking, they get stuck in their problems, and they talk about their problems all day long, whether it's weight problems or money problems or relationship problems. They complain to their friends. They think that there's nothing possible for them, and they get attention through their problems. Or they get stuck in other people's problems, right? Like they get attention by being in the stories of other people's drama and problems. So if you feel like you're stuck in your story, stuck in the complaining, and stuck in the way that you're thinking, then drop down attention seeker. And then I have the validation seekers. And this is one that I find the majority of my clients come from. And there are the people out there, they think if I just fix something out here, everything in here will be good, right? They think like, okay, if I fix my weight, I'll be happy. If I have more money, I'll be happy. If I have a better relationship, I'll be happy, right? If I had more time, if I just had more time for me, I would be happy, right? They're looking at others to determine their worthiness. They're looking at circumstances outside of themselves to feel love, to feel worthy, to feel love from others, right? These are our validation seekers. So drop below if you feel I'm looking over here because the comments are over here. So drop below if you feel like that's you, a validation seeker, right? And so the other person is the one, this is often common amongst women that I've worked with, is thank you for dropping that below, is it's the do-it-yourselfers, right? The people, I call them the island girl. They want to stay on their own island. They want to solve their own problems. They don't want help from others. They isolate themselves. They want to read their books, and they want to figure it all out themselves and do it all themselves. And you could be a validation seeker and an island girl all at the same time. But here's the truth. We are meant to work together. We're meant to lift each other up. It's actually encoded in our DNA to help each other, to come in community, to come into sisterhood, to really lift each other up and support each other. All of us go through doubt and feelings and expressions that you get, when you're on an island by yourself, you don't get to work through them. You don't get support. You don't get people helping you. So Island Girl is really about, you really are doing things the hard way. You're really doing the things the hard way. So which category do you fall into? Let me see. Let me read some. Island Girl. Validation. Yes. I want to learn to love myself again. Yes, you get to learn. It's, When you put the intention out, the universe supports you. So you get to do that. So my goal for you this week, so if you see me looking over here, is because the chats are over here. Look at all my island girls. See, I knew you were here. It's do-it-yourselfers, right? So my goal for you is to enter our next group, and that's the Kiss Sister. That's the kiss your struggles goodbye and create a life you love. That's the part of you that wants to be supported, that wants the guide to help move you through, that wants to have a sisterhood of a community to lift you up, to inspire you with having transformational work to put you to transform you. You know, the transformation equals knowledge plus action. And so a lot of times in the validation seeker, the constant learning, the constant wanting to do things outside of you, and the island girl, the problems there are that you get knowledge, but there's not action. And if it is action, it's willpower or motivation most of the time. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And then a week later you fall off. It's like those people that go on a diet. Willpower does not work. It needs to be inspired. And here's where I'm offering you a bonus class tonight. You must register for it. Irish, can you drop the link in the comments? It's, offered for you. I'm not posting this anywhere else. You get to find it in the comments here and register. This is a special class for those that really want to learn how to go from willpower and motivation to deep inspirational work, right? And so that's what we want. Transformation is knowledge plus action. I'll say it again. Your best and fastest way is to reconnect, to heal, is to reconnect to yourself, your heart, and your soul. And so we're going to start doing that right now. So the first step is to learn how to tune into yourself, the power of tuning into yourself. Me, myself, and I. So here's what happens. Most people live outside of themselves, right? We want to learn how to live in the moment, live in the present, live right here. And when I say you live outside from yourself, you live disconnected from your true essence, your soul, your being. And what do I mean by that? I mean, you live in the world of shoulds, right? Should I do this? Should I do that? Should I eat? Should I rest? Should I work out? Should I sleep? Should I take this class? Should I do this? And you're constantly shoulding all over yourself. And that's what happens. You become, you live a life as if everything is happening to you. You live a life in this victim story, in a world of hurt, afraid to take action and do the things that you want to do, right? You get to live life. You live life for everybody else, right? Because you're in the shoulds. You don't know who you are. You're trying to feel good. And therefore you start doing for everybody else, because you do for everybody else and then you feel good. And then you do for everybody else and then you feel good. And then what happens is you start to build resentment because maybe it's not reciprocated, right? And then you start to feel mad because you're sacrificing the things that you want to do for everybody else. And then so you might get angry or overwhelmed or stressed. And so it reminds me of a client that I had, and she wanted to be, all she wanted to be was a stay-at-home mom, right? All she wanted, her whole life, that's all she wanted to be. And her days were filled with doing everything for everybody. I mean, she had 3 kids, and she would do everything for them and her house and her spouse, and she would play with them, sleep with them, feed them, take them places. She even homeschooled them. She showed up 110% for them and left no room for herself. And the one thing she wanted the most in her life was to be a mom. And then she began to resent her children because she forgot who she was. She forgot her essence, So it wasn't until she began to tune into herself, into her needs, into her wants and desires, that she was able to begin to fully love being a stay-at-home mom again and enjoy her kids again. I mean, really love and appreciate her life. So maybe it's not your kids you're diving into. Maybe it's an obsession with work, or an obsession with weight loss, or an obsession with a relationship, or the obsession with family and taking care of family members. Maybe, nobody else can help out but me type of thing, right? I'm the only one. You're the only ones because you conditioned everybody to believe that, right? So most people do all of this to feel loved or to feel connection, which is our number one human need. You do for others more than you do for yourself, and you put things that you want to do on your back burner. Drop an R down if you can relate. If you can relate to what I'm sharing, whether you're relating to diving into your children or work or a people pleaser or doing so much for others before yourself. There's a 8-second delay, so I'm just going to see. Yeah. Yeah, you relate. Yes. And so what we're going to talk today about is how to tune into yourself, into your wants, into your desires and your needs so that you can create a life you love. If you are stuck in your struggles because you have to get in tune with you, and you can't create a life you love until you get in tune with you. So let me formally introduce myself. I'm Brenda Kiss, a transformative neuro Reiki master, helping you release stress, anxiety, blocks, the feeling of needing to do more to be worthy, so you can kiss your struggles goodbye. I use my KISS method, which brings the power of neuroscience, energy healing, spirituality, and embodiment together to help you create lifelong transformation so that you can live a life you love now and reconnect to your happiness and joy. During this mini course, you will release old and stuck emotions, gain proven tools and techniques to live an even happier life right now, as well as daily, simple, yet very powerful practices to shift you out of the way you feel in a moment. So if you're feeling disempowered, these tools will help you shift out in a moment, allowing you to handle any problem even better than you do now. You will gain clarity and the ability to see things from a greater perspective, to open your heart, to live a life of full happiness, to be the best role model for your family, your friends, or your children. And you will leave this course feeling confident, empowered, and more love for yourself than you've had in a long time. And know that you'll receive tools and knowledge that will allow you to be more confident, have greater love for yourself and for others, have more fun in your life. It's it doesn't have to be hard work to heal. It could be a lot of fun and a lot of moving into a space of enjoyment. You'll develop better and more fulfilling relationships, and you'll have an even greater sense of self-worth to live a life that you can more than you can imagine right now, a life even better. So one of the keys to creating a life you love is the power of tuning into me, myself, and I, you, yourself, and you, right? Yes, you get to know you to create a life you love. You get to know who you are. Yes, I see. You have everything you need within you. You have everything in here. And as you get to know you, you get to discover your own answers. Only you know how to live in joy. Only you know what to do to release your blocked energy or your belief systems that are holding you stuck where you are right now. So you get to tune into you. You get to access your own answers. I know it can feel scary or overwhelmed or maybe even feel impossible to get to know yourself. I mean, at least it did for me and many of the women that I worked with. I remember when somebody said to me, they asked me to do that, to tune into myself. So years ago, I had an eating disorder, and I ate all the time to cover up my feelings and my emotions and I just hid anything through food. And so when I was asked to do this, to really tune into myself, I was disconnected. I was feeling frustrated and overwhelmed. And, quite frankly, she asked me to eat only when I was hungry. And I was just like, well, if I knew when I was hungry, that would be perfect. But I was so disconnected. I don't know if anybody can relate, but I was so disconnected from my body and me and who I was that I didn't even know when I was hungry. I actually had to ask for guidance, like, because I literally ate 24/7. Like, I ate around the clock because I didn't want to feel happy. I felt like I was unworthy of happy. I didn't want to feel sad because that didn't feel good. I didn't want to feel hurt. I didn't want to feel alone. I ate because we were celebrating. I ate because my kids were eating. I ate all the time. So I actually had to ask for guidance. I was like, all right, well, what's the proper time in between meals if I eat a balanced meal? And I had to use a clock, to be honest, in the beginning. Like I had to set my clock 2.5 hours in between meal, and I really had to work hard not to eat for 2.5 hours. And so I'm sharing this with you because I know you can feel disconnected. And I know that tuning in can be challenging and it could feel really scary. And I know that through my own personal journey, and I know that through women that I work with. But in order to create a life you love, you must tune into yourself and what lies in your subconscious. So in order to release frustration, overwhelm, or guilt, you get to uncover your hidden stories, your buried feelings. You get to process your emotions. And that's what you get to do, and to tune into yourself, to learn yourself. So how do you begin to do that? We're going to go through a series of things right here, right now, right? So I'm going to share with you some ways to do that. And now these ways are most likely things that you haven't heard, maybe some of them. Most likely things you know what to do, but for whatever reason, there's blocks or resistance from showing up that stops you from doing them. And I remember a time where, I told you I had an eating disorder. And so I used to be a weight loss coach. And so I knew exactly what foods to eat. I knew exactly how to eat. I knew exactly when to eat, right? But what I was missing is me, my feelings. And so it was blocking me. And here's where willpower versus inspirational action happens, right? So many people think that they can will their way into the habit of doing something, right? That like, okay, I'm going to commit. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this. And then 2 weeks later, they're not doing anything that they committed to. Is that you? Write down commit, not commit, if that's you, right? Like think of a diet that you wanted to go on, or meditation that you wanted to like adopt as a ritual, right? So often you commit and not commit because it's not an inspirational action, and you haven't dealt with the blocks that are keeping you from committing, right? So these first process, and remember I said they're simple yet super powerful processes. It's the first process in tuning in is becoming aware of your breath. Your breath is life. Your breath is everything, right? So just right now, notice your breath. Notice if it's shallow, if it's deep, if it's short, if it's fast. And what you get to do is bring your awareness to your breath multiple times a day. I call this heart breathing. You place your hands on your heart and you take a nice deep breath in, hold it, and out. In and out. In again. And out. See, heart breathing releases endorphins, which make you feel happy and bring you into the present moment. Just drop below if you already feel better, a little bit more at ease, a little bit more centered, a little bit more grounded after that. And it's as simple as coming back into your breath, realizing that all you need in life is breath. Without it, there is no life. So that's one way to tune into yourself, right? One way to tune into yourself. The next way is to become still and quiet. Oh my God, this is such a powerful process. This was something I could not do for years because my mind raced so much that I actually had to start with guided meditation before I can go into quiet and stillness. But quiet and stillness is such a powerful place to be. It's like sitting in stillness, walking. And you can start with a minute, like just literally put distractions away. So often I'll go sit on my couch with no phone, no nothing, and I'll just sit for a few minutes in quiet and in stillness, just observing, just being. In our world, we were trained to be doers, do, but we're human beings. And you get to sit and be quiet. But most people do, so they don't have to sit and be quiet and actually feel. So allowing yourself the space, allowing yourself the time, the gift to sit in stillness. I can tell you, the more stillness you sit in, the easier and faster things get done. Because the moment you give to yourself, everything else becomes easier and more and effortlessly. So sit still and in quiet. The next is grounding. Now, that was a phrase I was unfamiliar with years ago. It's a very popular word now. Get grounded, get grounded, get grounded. But if you don't know what that is, it's about being grounded is about being right here in the moment. It's about feeling presence in your body, in your mind, in your soul, right? It's not thinking about 1,000 things. It's not, moving your body 1,000 directions. It's about being in the present moment. So grounding for me, I could be exercising, and that helps me ground because when I'm exercising, I'm just in the moment, just present, right? I'm not thinking about my kids or work or my clients or anything. I'm thinking about my breath and my body and me, right? So you can also be in nature and use your 5 senses, go outside, sit outside, even if it's cold or hot. Give yourself a few minutes. It doesn't have to be all day, every day, right? And use your 5 senses. Use your sense of smell, touch, taste, feel, hear, and bring yourself into the moment. I also love to walk outside barefooted, even in the freezing cold. I don't do it long, and if it's like below freezing, probably not with my little tootsies, but I do it often. And, and if it's too cold out or too hot out, bring some grounding elements into your house, like plants or a tree, a potted tree or something like that, or inside garden. You can also meditate. There's different ways to meditate. There's guided meditations, there's quiet meditations, there are affirmative meditations, there's walking meditations. Meditation is a way for you to receive. There's so many people, maybe such as yourself, or such givers and always going and giving and giving. And meditation is a time to receive, a time to fill up, a time to allow yourself the gift of receiving. And the last thing I want to talk today about is probably the number one thing that helped me. And it's what I teach throughout my program, is really learning about your chakras. And this is the most powerful way to tune in. So what is a chakra? I had no idea. I had never heard of a chakra. But once I learned about it, man, was it a game changer. So I want you to stay open, be curious. Even if you don't fully understand this, be curious. So a chakra is like an energy vortex, an energy, like think of a vortex, something that spins, right? That circles different parts of our body. And when they're circling and vibrating at a certain frequency, everything is running smoothly. You feel great and open and calm and giving and receiving and trusting and, allowing. And when they're blocked, well, different chakras have different symptoms of being blocked. And I'm going to share a little bit about each one. Then things are off in your life. Things change or feel stuck or blocked or resistance or heavy or it could be any of that, right? So a chakra is kind of like your spine, like, how a chiropractor adjusts your spine. The work that we do here adjusts your chakras so that you can come into balance. And so there's 7 main chakras. And I'm going to go over each one briefly, and I'm going to share some information around it and then a tool to help you with that. Your job is to drop below what chakra is resonating with you. So if I'm talking about the first one here is the root chakra. If what I say resonates, drop down root. Okay. I love how my ears open up when I talk, and my nose, I get feather tickles on my nose. Okay. So the first one is the root chakra. The root chakra is your pelvic area. It's associated with the color red. It's your pelvic area down. So if you have physical challenges with your legs, your pelvis, your knees, your feet, this is an indication that your root chakra is imbalanced. If you feel stuck, unable to move, or you're all over the place, this is the chakra for you. If you have anxiety or challenges with relationships or money or time, this is your chakra. This is the chakra you really get to tune into. So one of the ways to balance your root chakra is through grounding, what we spoke about really finding a way to become present into the moment, living in this moment. So whether that's an activity that keeps you present, whether it's sitting still that keeps you present, whether that's your 5 senses that keeps you present, you want to live in the moment. Right? The next chakra is your sacral. So drop down root if the root sounds good. Root chakra is for you. I need a sip of water. Give me 1 second, guys. I taught a class before this. So I've been talking a long time. Okay. The sacral chakra is your creativity. It's your fun. It's your feminine essence. It's your joy. It's your, it's the element of fun. It's also where your emotions are housed. So you either release emotions or house your emotions, right? So if you lack intimacy, if you lack femininity, and if your emotions are all over the place, or you're the complete opposite, emotionless, totally numb, this is a chakra you want to bring attention to. So one of the ways that you can really begin to open up your sacral chakra is to find some form of creativity or to bring fun throughout your day. Flexibility, right? Fun and flexibility. Find a way to be flexible. So it really is individualized. So let's just keep it with creativity and fun. So find something that you can create, whether it's an outfit, whether it's creating your day, whether it's creating some piece of art. You know, my sacral was so out of balance, and when someone said tap into your creativity, I was like, I have none. That's how my creativity was. It was like non-existent. So you can tell how blocked my sacral chakra was. And so and now I create classes, I create conversations, I create outfits, I create my day, I create my makeup and my hair. Although I did curl my hair, it was completely curled this morning. So as you begin to fun didn't exist in my world either. So it's like, what did I like to do for fun? So you could just ask yourself that question. What's something fun I can do today? Right? And if the answer is, I don't know, give yourself permission to remember something you like to do for fun. So that's your sacral chakra. Your next is your sacral is associated with the color orange. The next is your solar plexus. And this is where this is your, so the sacral is about your fun and joy. The solar plexus is about your inspiration and your passion and your fire, your move towards the life that you want. It's about where your confidence level is. So, or your self-esteem, your worthiness is associated with the solar plexus. And so when this is off, you can feel worthless. You can feel either egotistical or lack confidence or lack self-esteem. And so you really want to step into your personal power as you start to open up your solar plexus. And one of the best ways to do that, let me show you. So stand up, participate, stand. Why is this not moving? Oh, excuse me. Okay. And so what you're going to do is you're going to put your hands right behind your hip here. And you're going to stand like this, chin slightly towards the ceiling. And this opens up everything, especially your solar plexus. This is called your Superwoman pose or your empowerment stance. And as you do that, it actually has known to bring empowerment and confidence to you by doing that 3 minutes a day. It was a Harvard study. There we go. It was a Harvard study. So I encourage you to do that at least 3 minutes a day. It doesn't have to be 3 minutes at one time either. It just adds up. So that is a way to help you step into your power, into your worthiness, improve your self-esteem, improve your confidence, help bring balance to that solar plexus so that you can be inspired. The solar plexus is also where fear, the ego or fear lives, and that part of you just wants to protect yourself and wants to keep you in this little tiny space to protect you. And so when you start to open it up, it can feel a little bit uncomfortable because for so long you were stayed in this little tiny protective bubble. So allow your solar plexus through that empowerment stance to open up and be uncomfortable, feeling uncomfortable, right? You can recognize that the ego is there through fear or resistance, and you can just say thank you, but no thank you. I'm going to step into me, right? The next is your heart. Your heart's about trust. It's about self-love. It's about loving others. It's about receiving and giving, and it's about forgiveness. So if any of those are a challenge, you get to work on your heart chakra. And so one of the best things that you can do for your heart chakra is to begin forgiveness work. Now, forgiveness work is something that is ongoing and forever. So it's not like you do forgiveness work one time and you're done. It's an ongoing process. And so one of the most powerful tools that I use is something called the Ho'oponopono. Let me see if I can just drop it in the chat right now. I don't know if you see this. Oh, I think it went to YouTube. I don't know. Someone can put Ho'oponopono in the chat. That'd be great. And it's a 4-sentence prayer. It's I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. So I already know what you're thinking. If someone hurt you, why are you saying I'm sorry? Right? I just know from my own personal experience and working with many clients is like, I don't want to, I'm not sorry. They hurt me. And here's the thing, forgiveness work is never about the other person. It's not like you're forgiving the other person is, it's not like you're forgetting it, but you're forgiving it. And so that person, place, or thing doesn't have power over you. So if you're holding on to hurt or resentment from somebody else, that means that whatever they did, they still have power over your feelings, your thoughts, and you're still letting them hurt you. So you get to forgive them and release that tie so that they no longer hurt you and you can expand and you can grow. So the Ho'oponopono, I invite you to look it up, but it's a whole training on understanding the concept that we are all connected through energy, through spirit, through love, through divine, however you wanted to recognize that. And that as we forgive ourselves, we forgive others. And it takes two to tango, right? So we both show up. It's about taking responsibility for what part you played in any role, and then asking for forgiveness. The I love you is to God, the universe, divine. It's not necessarily to the person or place that you're looking at. I invite you to look that up. I can tell you many stories about how that has released tension between me and people that I didn't even know why was there. How that's helped forgive. I had one client that used that over and over and over. I teach hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of tools in my class, but she loved the Ho'oponopono. She came to me with an ex that she couldn't even have a conversation with, and now they talk and they have proper boundaries, but they actually can talk without a mediator. So the Ho'oponopono is a great forgiveness tool. And the heart's associated with color green. The throat chakra is our boundaries. It's where you learning to say yes when you want to say yes and no when you want to say no. So this is my people pleaser. So if you're constantly pleasing other people, you're saying no to you all the time. So you get to say no to others, and no is a complete sentence. And you get to say no to others as well as saying yes to you. So defining some boundaries, setting some boundaries learning your self-expression, being okay with expressing yourself, which I just had a conversation with one of my clients this week, and she's like, I have to be open with you. I have to share something with you. It's challenging to share this, but I have to share it because it came up. And I said, you are welcome to express yourself, right? Like, you get to express your emotions, but learning to express yourself and getting rid of the resentment and anger behind your expression. So it's an expression of love and compassion. Whether it hurts somebody else's feelings or not, then it's not necessarily your choice, but you get to stand up for yourself. You get to step into your truth and your boundaries. The third eye is associated with the color purple or deep indigo blue. And that's where you have a vision for the future. That's declaring who you are and who you want to be. That's being able to dream, to visualize, to know that there's possibilities for you. If this chakra is off, it's about maybe feeling lost, not feeling like there's any forward progression, not sure where to go, not sure who you are. You know, a lot of times people are in transition in their life, going from, you know, being a mom to their kids growing up and being out, or losing a loved one or losing a child, and they get lost. They lost their identity. They don't know who they are. And this is the chakra that you get to declare who you want to be and where you want to go. So right third eye, if that's for you. And the crown chakra is associated with purple or white. And you can tell that this is off if there's disconnection, or you don't feel guided, or even depressed, because there's no connection to your higher self or God or the universe, whatever you believe. And so one of the best ways you can do this is to detox your thoughts through meditation. Meditation is a great grounding tool, and it's a great connecting tool. So that helps with both grounding and connecting. So this chakra, when this chakra is open, man, when you can fully allow and to trust and receive, that receiving goes down to the heart, but you can allow and trust what comes in is your guidance. You're not second guessing yourself. You're not wondering what you should do. You know, because you're connected, you're guided, you're directed. You just know what you're meant to do. So I had no intention to offer a second class today, but I was guided this morning. I was sitting there journaling and meditating like I do every morning. And they were like, these women need an additional training today on willpower versus inspiration, willpower or meditation versus inspiration. And so that's what I'm offering you today. This was not planned. This was complete guided information through my crown chakra with my higher self. And so that is the type of life that you get to live when you're connected. Like, you get to be guided where you're not doubting, you're not in question, you're not in the shoulds anymore. You're just knowing, right? So which chakra spoke to you? And I know what's going to happen. Everybody's going to say all of them. And the truth is, they're probably, if one is in balance, yes, most likely all of them are in balance, but you get to pick the one that speaks to you the most. So which one spoke to you the most today, right now? And that's just where you are right now. So your growth work this week, today, is to discover what is your chakra telling you. Pick one exercise that I shared today to help you balance your chakra, and implement that. Start doing that. Even if you don't understand still what a chakra is or how it works, whatever one that I spoke about, pick that one. And whatever exercise was equal, what exercise that I suggested, do that. And if you need help, if you don't know what the exercise is, just drop the chakra and say, what exercise? You don't have to watch again. Just pick the one now. Which one now? So you're overthinking it. Just pick the one that you feel stands out to you the most right now. Which one is it? Working on all 7. Oh, so you're a big achiever. So just pick one. Pick one. Your inside alignment equals your outside reality. They are congruent. Your outside reality and your inside vibration frequency are congruent. whether you want to believe that or not. So you get to start to understand your inside vibration. So if your outside reality isn't what you want it to be, it's because the inside vibration is attracting and creating that outside reality. And you get to, by tuning into yourself, use these tools. What chakra? Use one of the tools that I talked about besides the chakras, with the breath and the meditation and the grounding and the stillness. Right? Just pick one. Start implementing it so that you can begin to tune into the inside vibration, tune into the inside feelings, the inside thoughts, the inside emotions that are creating the outside experience. I would love for you to drop down your biggest takeaway or aha moment from today. I would do my best to read all of the comments. There are a lot of you that are enrolled in this course, which I'm thankful and grateful to bring this information and help shift your life. My team is here for you. Book your clarity call. I know you can do that with callwithangelica.com. Book your clarity call with Angelica. And there is one with Jean as well. I just don't remember her call booking page. And yeah, if you have any questions, you can reach out to team@brendakiss.com and we will get back to you. All right, till tonight, go ahead and register for our pop-up class. Bye.